do some much needed road maintenance. I hook this guy to the back, grab that full of dirt, gravel and buckets, work on the upper part of the road over there and on this side so we can get in and out. All this snow is melted. It's crazy. Hey, there's one more snow. So get that done.
What is it, a blizzard?
My little trailer. This part in the back part right there. We started to cut a new entryway right there. It's covered. One had to do with snow. Big difference between this and the side. And this one's from the side. Wouldn't have no issues. Cut up some firewood for tonight and the next couple of days. Little stash that we just cut. Got this little chain and such. That's some crazy shit to get through. Gotta rock this up right here for the car. We can get enough momentum to get through this, but the car slows down here. Gotta rock this out. Got 2 dump truck loads of 25 tons right there of gravel. Yeah. Crazy, dumbass stick. Alright. Figure this one out. It's too thick for me to pull this through, loaded. So, I'll do small trips. Pull the car forward, load the buckets up, and try to back it in and throw the dirt or the gravel right there in the tracks. And so, there we go. Go get the rakes. Got the first 3 buckets down. I'll need to do this side. Each track. And then do that road. And do the back road so we can get down and get more water. Bucket at a time. Pull that trailer up and do the other side with the buckets and the trailer at the same time. I've just been pulling forward and backing up, pulling forward and backing up. That's the first load ready. This side done. I think I'm going to turn this into a pond. It wants to be a pond. It's crazy. So stepping in fucking. Cow farm. Pig. I'll be there soon. Love them, everybody. Got this side done. And do this driveway going down so we can come up and down it. This like a monster. Fine spot. you doing, bud?
Oh, it's a pretty good sized rock. But I think you're the sexiest when you do funky things like this. Ron, you let me.
A little mini drop. Ranger position. Ruby stripes. Yeah, people won't get trapped. Crazy. First load made it all the way to right there. Try to stretch the second load down to right there. And pack it in. And do 2 loads on this side, but I think I'll have to do it all the way up here. Just in case. Yeah. Do the other road.
Waves transmit sound through the magnet.
Inductive.
One question that I get about the cochlear implant, when people hear about the magnet, is whether my head sticks to the refrigerator.
Got that done right there. The neomagnesium magnets for inductive from the beautiful doctor. Frank. I do the other side over here. Fill this in so that we can get this nice appearance. We'll step in the mud and shit. My mom and everybody with the wheelchairs and stuff. Get it all nice. Different grades of aggregate and all that kind of stuff. Last load. A little dent in it. Alright. Get this up over there. I'm hungry. Fasted for today. Thank you. So I'm going to use these rugs that I used on the other side to get up the hill as an overlay so to suck all the rock in. Yeah. In-laws and my mom have an issue with them. Last one. We spread this out over there. Good little dent.
In the cases, but they're recommending the suspension as a precaution. I'm Janine Herbst, NPR News.
People having fucking shit suspended. AstraZeneca is death. Like, this is Kool-Aid bullshit. Right as the rain starts. That'll do for right now. I have to grab some more. Make it thicker. Storm, another wave coming through. Get this in. Get in and out that way nice. Gotta get this road to where we can get back up it. Do the same thing I did. And that way. We got about 3 more diesel truck loads. Get everything good. The roads and stuff set up for you kids. I love you. The rain has started. We keep doing sky donuts around us. Starting to turn into hail. continue cutting wood like I am. Just got done, all His mercy. Allowing me to do that work without getting. Here we go. See if we'll be able to get out. Woo! Man, his parents come tomorrow. Talk there. Plasma reacting and people coming together. Love and light.
All in-person courses will transfer to online only, and undergraduates cannot participate in lab activities. In a statement, Duke University says the forced isolation is to help control the escalating number of COVID-19 cases among undergrads, which it says was primarily driven by students attending recruitment parties for selective living groups, such as sororities or fraternities. Students living on campus are required to remain in their dorms unless seeking food, safety, or health care. The order remains in effect until March 21st. Repeat violators could be suspended. Last week, Duke's men's basketball team withdrew from their conference tournament following a positive COVID-19 test within the program. Javon Paris, NPR News.
This is NPR News. The 63rd Annual Grammy Awards is taking place in Los Angeles tonight to a virtual audience. The winners so far, Megan Thee Stallion, Best New Artist. Best Pop Solo Performance, Harry Styles for Watermelon Sugar. Best Pop...
A lot of former Fennel haters. And so, just what I'm doing here that's really fun is adding that plantain powder, the balance of the acid, and tamp it down a little bit. We add some umami as I take plantain chips, green plantain chips that have been fried, and then grind them in a spice grinder or pound them in a mortar with a pestle, and then it makes this powder that I call plantain powder that I originally created to sprinkle on this dish, but let me tell you, my daughters sprinkle that plantain powder.
What did you say? Say this, start over.
I said I heard him here in the United States news today. What we heard last night was my breaking news. In my breaking news moment that I delivered to you with so much love.
I'm going over here, son. I love you.
Breaking news. Tiffany Meyer. You got Maria Pignali here in the Temple Mama.
Sometimes my
From
hand.
a remote location. Undisclosed BeeHive location.
Pick at her. Cream wheat and some mung beans. Some egg and pollo mixed together. Man. What's everyone? Yep. What's happening though? This was.
It's all because remember we were saying about people from Ireland and the vitamin D2, the vitamin D deficiency.
I can't hear you.
The correlation of vitamin D deficiency or the dimer issue with people from Ireland, and how we hadn't heard many news from Muslim countries and from Ireland. I was wondering last night. You finding gold there? No, heavy metals. Precious metals.
Just remembering about that one I pulled out. My nugget.
Oh my god. You should have saved that one for the museum, huh? Like the cardboard.
I do. I got it in the thunder box. What did you do with it?
I don't know.
I put it when I was going back to the thunder box. reflector on that damn. Something there should shoot it up here and help. That's the one I gotta pull the log back. You gotta pull the lower gate log back. And we'll put the lock on it. And this will be able to hit it with the snowplow. Hmm?
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? When you had me leave on Friday, I got you to the post office on time. After taking us 2.5 hours just trying to figure out how to get out of the thing, so the snowplow people would
Oh,
hit
yeah.
the lower gate and move those logs. We gotta go down. I gotta go down the chain on the road since the road is clear unless it snows, and pull the log back over so that we can put the lock on the secondary lock.
Yeah.
Put a stick and round up a reflector on it. Or they don't hit that shit. And tap us in here. We won't be trapped in here if I'm gonna gravel the road all the way down, but oh well. It's annoying.
We can bring with us next time we go down the driveway or something. A cart load of like a bit of gravel and put it on our way down, you know. Dump it on our way down. So we got better traction at the entrance. It's always I'm saying little by little we can grab.
Oh no, I ain't doing that shit little by little. You better do it at one push. If you say you're gonna help me, then sweet. Those 15 to 22 trips that I was figuring I had to do by myself, I go all that faster. I start early and be done fast.
Can you put the speaker on Bluetooth?
Let's see.
Blizzard conditions sucking in cars as interstates shut down and
Neg entropy.
Ezekiel, that's like there's a car like an Acura, fully covered. Fully covered.
Neg entropy. Golden version.
in Colorado and Wyoming, even news crews needing a hand.
Heard you guys got stuck at Chautauqua Park.
A big shout out to our friend Pete. He had to come over and dig us out. He was the most kind and helpful person.
Over the last 2 days, snow totals have been hit and miss across places like Denver, where today the airport shut down all runways after over 20 inches of snow, more than some ski areas, prompting some to take their winter sports to city parks.
I love it. We didn't ski today because we thought it'd be too dangerous to drive, so try to enjoy it.
Dads out pulling sleds say they stocked up before the storm hit.
Going to the store, it felt like pre-COVID as we were heading in March. Random things were missing off the shelves.
The snow proving lucrative to others.
How's the money today?
It's good. It's really good. Yeah.
But the snow that's falling right now is extremely wet, extremely heavy. I want to show you just how heavy it is. Look at this. And the big concern is branches falling on power lines.
So far, tens of thousands have lost power. Crews working overtime, along with hundreds of snowplows out on the roads. Today, at least one avalanche reported in the backcountry, while the weather system has pushed into the Great Plains, twisting into tornadoes. Homes damaged, cell phone towers and power lines toppled, semis overturned, but so far, no significant injuries. This forecast call for more wild weather later on in the week.
And Gowdy, is the snow showing any signs of letting up?
Yeah, well, Kate, take a look. This is still coming down pretty heavily in the Denver metro area. I want to show you just how much snow has fallen here. This is about 14 inches or so, and about 6 of those inches, a half a foot falling in the last 4 hours alone. All of this expected to continue into tonight. Kate, back to you.
Can go to other countries that have approved it. We know Europe is dying for some more vaccines. President Biden is not ready to release it yet. Why?
But we ain't giving it up.
You know, Chuck, I think there's a misunderstanding there. There isn't this whole backlog of vaccines that are ready to go somewhere into somebody's arms, either here or overseas. I think people are getting the wrong impression about that. The president has made it clear that obviously the first preference, because of the extraordinary suffering that we've had with over 500,000 deaths thus far, that we want to make sure that people in the United States are covered. But it's very clear that he fully has the intention of getting vaccines shipped to other parts of the world that don't have the resources that we do. And we've already made a commitment for $4 billion that would go to COVAX. So I think people might be getting the wrong impression that we're holding back doses, which we really are not.
Well, then what are we going to do with these doses?
Or not. Right?
Well, there aren't a lot of them. I think people think that there are a lot of doses. I mean, I don't know exactly how many, but they're not anything that's going to be major impact. There will be, but not right now.
And very quickly, we know President Biden said a backyard gathering. I've got a staffer or two that wants this question asked of you, and I'm sure they're not alone, which is,
we're getting
when
plenty,
can
but then
people
we're
plan an
asking
indoor
what to
wedding?
do with that planning. It's not so much.
Well,
You know,
it's not going to make a dent.
that's a good question, and I think that's going to be within a reasonable period of time. You notice what the CDC is doing? They gave, excuse me, I didn't even
This
say.
calendar year?
What time of the year? You know, I can't give you that exact date because it's going to absolutely depend, and this gets back to our conversation a minute or two ago. It's going to depend on the level of infection in the community. If we plateau and stay at 60,000 a day and go up with a peak, I mean, you can make no prediction. If we keep going down and get to a very, very low level, when we're there and we have a good proportion of the people vaccinated, I think you're going to see weddings in the nasal disease and it goes into your fucking olfactory. But there's always a caveat that it's not going to happen if all of a sudden you have a surge.
Don't pull down your mask when you eat. Pull it up over your nose and pull it back over your face.
Dr. Fauci is always sir. Thank you for coming on and sharing your expertise with us.
Thank you for having me, Chuck.
When we come back, Republican state legislators proposing restrictive new voting laws. Democrats in Washington are trying to expand voting access. The battle over our democracy is next.
You say about everybody, they slim the shit out of you guys. I guess, yeah.
Welcome back.
Make them through it.
We're going to take a special...
Everybody down there is having lung issues, right? With the P1 variant. Right? All up here, you're not having that issue. If the olfactory here is its point of entry and it's catching people because people have their mask down. That comes from the Amazonia, the supposedly state. Let's say it came from down there in all of the nose jewelry and piercings. Would that change the modality of infection? Because of the mucus membrane always having a dirtiness there, the lymphocytes and mucus membranes or the nasal immunological system would be more than, say, this demographics of people that do not have such a huge nose piercing or ornamentation. If you understand what I mean. Or am I just thinking too much? I said, or am I just thinking too much?
for that P1 to make it or instead of is they show if you catch it in the throat by breathing it in this way and it not going to the olfactory and coming through the nasal, it goes this way and goes into the lungs and you get the more. But then or is it because they have a high count of the D2 issue? Yet they're outside.
Like a darkened skin.
And the diet of the fat causes that issue of the D3 to D2. Which, as they were showing, if the vitamin D is down, if you were to look into or had someone able to look into that, or if we could find a way of looking at the statistics and such of the data of the accounts, to see the threshold of vitamin D where it's at, then it would show in concordance, say, ethnicity of First Nations mixed in with those from the Spaniards and people since those times of colonialism, the demographic of people dying to those getting asymptomatic to those going to be long haul to those so on and so forth. You can separate that out in aggregation through that vitamin D. But also what the severities are going to be too, and the changing of that P1, how it, say, it mutated itself, how it binds and goes in, but also say has the escape mutation because it's able to reinfect you and so forth. The way it changes the hemes in the body is also different. Henceforth, why the coagulation and such a stronger force. And the inflammation in the alveoli, inhibiting that or causing such a high pneumonia count, or making people have such a severe cytokine storm reaction in the lungs. Sorry, go ahead.
Exaggeration to say that some hospitals in that country are on the brink of collapse.
There are stories across states that people are be dying and getting to ICU.
Brazil's president, Jair Bolsonaro, has sneered at the pandemic from the start.
Chega de frescura.
Stop whining, he recently told the country. Dr. Mauricio Nogueira of Sao Paulo University says the misinformation is sowing the seeds of despair.
The next 2 months will be really, really bad for us.
Curfews and closures are back in place, while only about 2% of Brazilians are vaccinated. The mutations, officials warn, do not respect borders. That can threaten progress elsewhere, including the U.S. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Miami.
Stop whining. Ain't nobody assassinated that nigga yet.
Your elbow. You've done some pretty impressive things with it lately.
International vaccine news. Denmark, Norway and Iceland have temporarily suspended the use of AstraZeneca's COVID vaccine over concerns about patients developing post-jab blood clots. Denmark was first to announce its suspension of all its AstraZeneca supply, followed by Iceland and Norway. Earlier, Austria as well has suspended its AstraZeneca vaccine. Now, EU medicines regulator, however, has said that AstraZeneca COVID vaccine use can continue pending the blood clot probe. Remember, the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine is what we use here in India called Covishield. But to talk about all these various issues, the rise in cases and the concerns about the vaccine, we're now joined by Dr. Anup Kumar, Safdarjung Hospital in Delhi, and Dr. Abdul Samad Ansai, Nanavati Hospital in Mumbai. Thank you, doctors, for joining us this morning. First to you, Dr. Anup Kumar, let's talk about the rising cases and many worries about whether this is the beginning of a second wave in India.
Definitely, this is an area of concern for all of us. Numbers are rising, and I think this was expected because if people do not follow the COVID-appropriate behavior, this is bound to come back. And this we are seeing all over the world, whether it's UK, Italy, France, other countries of the Europe. We are seeing so many of the cases coming back, and they are imposing lockdowns again and again. So I think this was expected in India also, because some of the areas we are seeing for the last few months, people are really not worrying anything about this COVID. They are not following this COVID appropriate behavior. A lot of crowded we are seeing in the places, and they are not using any masks, no sanitizers. And so I think this was expected. But I think this is the time to again act on war level. And what all we were doing 1 year back, I think we should continue doing that. There is no place of lethargy right now, and we have to act right now.
Right, and this despite the fact that end of 2020 our cases had come down significantly. Even early this year the cases had come down, and we were seeing a crisis breaking out in Europe and in the US. Dr. Abdul Samad, now there in Maharashtra is the big worry. It's reported over 14,000 cases in 24 hours. Already you have restrictions back in several areas, night curfews. Nagpur is also under a lockdown, and the Chief Minister warning that it could be in for more areas as well.
So, as very rightly discussed, this is definitely a cause of worry. We are noticing once again nearly more than 1,000 cases every day in Mumbai city, and around 13,000 cases, as you discussed, in Maharashtra. We are clocking nearly 1/3 to 1/4 of cases of the country, and this is again after a long 5 months, this is again a surge. We notice in our own ICUs that there is suddenly a surge of the patients. Though somehow I would say that the relatively sicker populations are still under control, but I think we need to emphasize that along with the parallel vaccination drive, we need to continue with strict lockdown, focal night curfews, probably having more stricter containment areas, and keep on the close vigil. We need to keep on the testing very tight, and we need to keep on chasing the virus, which has been done very well in the past, I would say 6 months. At the same time, I think re-emphasis on the fact that essential services should be continued, non-essential services should be restricted to limited hours, and again going back to the basics, the simple steps of social distancing, mask appropriateness at all the times. And what we see most of the time, people wear masks, but they are not keeping the mask at the appropriate places. So I think that is very important, that you need to comply with the complete mask wearing protocols.
Right, and this, of course, bringing back these restrictions, many are worried about what it would mean for the economy in Maharashtra. Of course, those restrictions being brought back in several areas. Dr. Anup Kumar, when we talk about, people not following COVID-appropriate behavior, we're also in the midst of election time in 4 states and union territory, and we're seeing all these visuals of, top leaders of the country addressing these massive rallies. No sort of restrictions there, no sort of, protocols being followed. So it's really mixed messaging. On one hand, all of you doctors are warning us about, following the protocols, being careful right now. On the other hand, our entire, political leadership is out there attending these massive rallies. So what would you say on that?
I will just request to all the sections of society that they should come together, all the leaders in the respective sectors. They have to follow themselves first this behavior, COVID-appropriate behavior. They have to teach their all workers working under them this behavior. So it is applicable to all public functions, whether it's a political functions, it's a marriage, or it's going to any other educational activities. So this has to be strictly followed, and I think I can tell you, Center is very, very serious about that. Our government has issued very strict guidelines. I think it's the duty of all our political parties and the respective states to implement those guidelines so that we all can be in the safe zone.
Right, I understand. Well, that's as much as you can say. Dr. Abdul, let's talk about the vaccine now and India's vaccination drive. While it's really, it's become a lot faster as what we expected, but not as fast. We needed to be a lot better. We need more daily vaccinations taking place. Also, now concerns about Covishield or AstraZeneca vaccine in Europe.
So I think it's too early to draw any kind of firm conclusion. We have done a lot of vaccination in our own country, and we have robust data to show that it is safe. Effectivity, immunogenicity, these are scientific questions. They should not be discussed, I would suggest, on public platforms just because of a few stray cases. At the same time, they should be very closely watched. I would want more important pharmacovigilance and looking at the data more deeply rather than making generalizations. So I think we are good with Covishield and Covaxin both. India has a robust, backup of vaccines, and we are spreading it, giving it faster. I think we should continue the good.
Right, Dr. Anup Kumar, again, your comments on this, because in Europe, millions have been vaccinated, but a few stray cases here and there of this coagulation or whatever it's being described, clotting. What is your view on this?
See, the most important thing is we have not established a causal effect between the vaccine and the side effects. And this is the one which our various agencies are closely monitoring all these cases all over the world. In India, already we have crossed more than 2 crores of vaccinations, and we have hardly seen any of these side effects. So I think India is the leader right now who is showing the path to the whole world, and we should closely monitor these kind of side effects. But I don't think till now we have the data to say anything about these kind of side effects. We all have got, and we have never seen these kind of side effects in our area.
That's
so
right.
I think it should be safe, should be continued, and we should have any doubt about these vaccines' safety or efficacy.
Absolutely, that's the point many have raised, that these are few stray cases, whereas millions across the world have been vaccinated with this particular vaccine. Thank you so much, Dr. Anup Kumar and Dr. Abdul Samad Ansari, for joining us this morning on the show.
Is the highest daily since December 20th, when as many as 26,624 new infections were recorded. The number of fresh infections is nearly 7% higher than Friday, when India registered 23,285 cases. So overall, India has now recorded 1,13,33,728 cases since the outbreak a year ago. That's right, it has been a year since the first cases were being recorded in India. And all of this is according to government data updated on Saturday. And in the last 24 hours, India has reported 140 deaths linked to the virus, taking the total number of fatalities to 1,58,446. Maharashtra, Kerala, Punjab, Karnataka, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu account for 85.6% of the new cases. So 5 states are cumulatively accounting for 82.96%, almost 83% of the total active cases in the country. 2 states, Maharashtra and Kerala, accounting for 71% of India's total cases. So India witnessing a worrying spike in the rate of COVID-19 infections, even as we are charging ahead with an intensive and accelerating inoculation drive, through which more than 2.80 crore vaccine doses have been administered. So with these facts and figures in mind, what do you need to do to keep your loved ones safe? Let's ask Dr. Guleria, the Director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Dr. Guleria, as usual, we are grateful for your time. But Dr. Guleria, just as we thought that we were around the bend, cases are now rising again. First and foremost, are we in a second wave?
Well, it looks like that we are heading for a second wave. We are seeing a rising trend and the number of cases are rising. So I don't think we have much doubt that there is a surge that is happening. We are seeing a wave. What we need to do is try and see how we can blunt this rise and keep this wave as small as possible rather than having a huge surge in the number of cases. But the data of the last few days do suggest that we are seeing another wave coming, and we need to be very careful, we need to be very aggressive so that it doesn't really become as big as in the past, and we learn from the lessons of the past and really implement things so that we can save lives and really prevent a lot of loss to our economy and other things which we are really looking forward to.
So then Dr. Guleria is saying that it looks like we are in a second wave, and while this second wave of the epidemic has set off alarm bells, is it a reassuring sign that the severity of the disease appears to be significantly less than before? I mean, if you look at the declining death rate, cases are up, but the death rate seems to be falling. Is that true, and does that mean that the ongoing second COVID-19 wave is milder then?
So as of now, the death rate is low, and therefore that is something that is heartening. But as the cases will increase and the number of individuals getting infected become more and more, we'll have a larger number of people who have comorbidities, who may be elderly and may get severe disease, and therefore it may actually then lead to a higher mortality. This is what we also saw in the UK when we had the UK strain. Initially, it was felt that this strain is leading to increase in the number of cases. Mortality was low, but later on, it also started contributing to a mortality. And that is why I think we need to be very, very aggressive right now, rather than regretting few days or weeks later.
So we need to be very aggressive. Dr. Guleria there sounding the alarm there. So Dr. Guleria, explain this to us, please. We've begun our vaccination drive. We started way back in January 16th. According to the government, this is the rollout of the biggest vaccination drive in the world. The government estimates that 30 crore people. This includes frontline workers, healthcare workers, people above the age of 50, those with comorbidities. They're all being vaccinated in this first phase, second phase now. And over the next few months, they're saying we'll see 30 crore. We're seeing at least 20 lakh vaccinations a day. So then why still are the cases rising?
So if you see, the number of vaccinations per day is large, but if you really look at it in terms of our population size, in terms of percentage of people being vaccinated as compared to our population, in absolute percentage it is less. So I feel we need to aggressively increase our vaccination strategy, get more and more people vaccinated. The priority groups are already there, but we need to reach out. It's not that we are, all our vaccination sites are full.
My name is Alana. I was 6 years old and I got diagnosed with cancer. I come to St. Jude for treatment.
After her last treatment on December the 4th.
That means we still have the capacity to vaccinate more people. And maybe there's a reluctance in terms of people not coming to get themselves vaccinated. We need to address that. Or maybe we need to reach. Develop a strategy that healthcare workers go and bring them to the vaccination site. It has to be done in an aggressive mode. We've done that in the past, like in the pulse polio drive. Something like that needs to be done so that we're able to quickly vaccinate a larger number of people who are in the high risk group and reach out to them rather than wait for them to come to us.
And this especially, everything that you're saying is especially crucial given the fact that the government has set a deadline of 30 crore people vaccinated by July this year. I think that means if that is the deadline or that is the goal, we need to vaccinate about 50 lakh people a day. But I think we're doing 20 lakhs a day.
Correct. So we need to develop mass vaccination sites, develop vaccination camps, where we develop everything as per the norms in terms of monitoring for side effects, having everything available, and then as we do for our other pulse polio and other vaccination drives, in that area, get people to come together and come to the vaccination site, arrange for their transport, arrange for them to really come and have volunteers who really support all of this. So currently, there is a huge surge in the number of people coming to get vaccinated, but we need to really see that we're not missing out on those who are not able to access this. They may not be tech savvy, they may not have the means to do it, and this may be something which may be happening more in rural India also. So we need to really do a mapping of where are the vaccination gaps and how can we address them so that we don't miss out on anyone, and then move on to the next stage as early as possible. Because unlike in the past, we have another weapon with us, and that is the vaccination to fight the virus. So with COVID appropriate behavior being more important but being less aggressively followed, we need to look at what other strategies that we have, and vaccination is the only strategy that we have right now if we really need to bring our cases down.
Well, this is the most challenging exercise for the government, vaccinating all of India, and it's very difficult to make these administrative decisions. But then, you know, as you say, the need of the hour is to vaccinate as many people as possible. Still, we are focusing the second phase, where it's people above 60 who are more vulnerable, who may not be able to access these sites, who may not be tech savvy, etc., etc. Given that, do you think we should just open it up so at least more numbers come? Because, you know, Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, for example, has just tweeted where she says that 24,882 fresh COVID-19 cases in India, the highest this year. Not surprised it's a surge. Why are we not ramping up and vaccinating the general public, especially the working class and the students? She says that the US has announces on the 1st of May, India should do so sooner. Do you think that would help? Or is there a strategy when trying to get the vulnerable out vaccinated first?
Yes, so I think that will help. The challenge that we have are two. One is we must be comfortable that we have enough doses to do this, considering the size of our population. And remember, we need 2 doses. Yeah. So we should ram up in a situation where we say we run out of the...
California homeowners, if you have a power meter like this in the side,
that we have so many doses, and therefore we can open it out, we can prioritize it and say those who are wanting to get themselves vaccinated, even if they're not in the high risk group, can register themselves, and if we have doses available, we can enroll them, although we give the priority to the high risk group and those over the age of 60. And second issue is we need to really see how we can develop more and more sites which are available for people to come and get themselves vaccinated. So open it up. It could be like is being said in factories or in other areas where you have a large number of people staying together. It could be a colony. It could be a factory where a large number of workers and their parents are staying, and many of them may be high risk group. So I'm sure a lot of industrial support will come for that, and that could also be looked at as a model where they can also come into the vaccination drive.
And talking about prioritizing certain groups, the other twist in this whole, trying to roll out this drive is the fact that we also have elections this month in these crucial states: Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, West Bengal, and Assam. Do you think these states should be prioritized with, increased vaccination?
Morning, everybody. They made it snow again. Fucking nuts. Cover the solar panels. Gotta meet up with our parents soon. Nuts, dude. The fire going good. Well, those parents are in the air. In Texas, like I said last night, was a trip because I was a state tour for your parents. For one of those parents' flight to be transferred, because right now Argentina just fucking closed their shit off. You can't do what they just did. They just changed the shit.
Well, they're regulating. They decided
because of such, like I was stating to her, is for them to be flying into Texas and so forth. These motherfuckers had to known what they was doing before they opened up or put on the news that they're opening up these states. Because their transfer was not to there before. And now it is. But then how do you get transferred to somewhere that if you don't know that the state's going to open, but then the state opens, but then all these people's routes have been rerouted to go to there, is a form of revenue coming to the state, but also a vector point for a contagion. It doesn't make any sense, but it makes a whole lot of sense if you fucking understand it. So now, people that wish to bypass things go to Texas. From Texas, they're flying into Sacramento. You can see a vector point happen in these small airports and large airports as they do these things out of these states. That should be closed, but they're
being ran by the KFSSI Institute, Keshe Foundation spaceship. A virus motherfucking infect you, limiting the dumb shit. Wake up, people. We just got hit with another cold cyclone, as they call them. The fucking naked tropic bomb. Always coming up from the Arizona route where he stated we got our stuff. And you notice somehow it's supposed to be some space event shit, but they can't cure nobody of COVID with the shit that they got for COVID. But then the thing of the little airplane cars, they're space planes, they need beacons set up in the road, as he stated, like magnetic strip for something. How the fuck is that some new age shit? But if you extrapolate from that and you say we need beacons for direction of energy, then think of all again, like I've been stating for years, you look at the fucked up weather patterns around the world, you look online where the key space groups are, you'll see a fucking crazy ass correlation. Correlation that'll be like fucking you got two eyes on your head looking at the shit. What? But as they state, they need beacons to make the stuff go around. Why do you think they keep having people do specific stuff and they send them things so that they can change the energetics, you fucking retards, and influence it? But they're still not able to do non-locality like we are with their plasma or anything. So, the energetic wave still can be seen. The energetic perturbation wave still can be seen. The convex negentropic inverse wave still can be seen. And the structures that are making it still can be seen. Like the Hutchinson's effect, the wiring, and all the structural integrity or the lattice itself that is used to make the wave that is projected is a signatory shape of that which is used to make the frequency. And with all these cyclones and all these things coming in, it's beautiful. All the Keshe Space program uses is their fucking spinning Orbeez. It's really easy to see what they're doing, people. Way to fuck up. Why not?
The email confirmation from DocuSign. And then yesterday I received another text message saying to sign them. And when I when I look on the link, it says that my application has been completed and documents are signed.
She's in Texas or Georgia. How's the weather there, man?
How's the weather there? Because we just got snow today in California. Yeah.
We're snowed in right now.
Oh, enjoy. Northern California and the mountains.
Runs here by Grass Valley. It's just we got solar. My husband's out cleaning the solar panels off.
Oh, go ahead. Thank you. Okay, thanks. Be right back.
They're about to get hit with this shit. So they got spring weather going on in Georgia, Florida, and everything like that, and Texas getting hit with this shit in the mid. That's interesting. They're gonna make it buffer up through the mid and hit towards Maine. If Georgia's getting warm weather right now, the other side is cold, and they have it stream up like such and hit the northeast, New York, and so forth. Interesting. It's Colorado and everything like that, and everything overside and up above is getting fucking puked on. That started on Friday.
thing last night before I went to sleep. I'm gonna have to need about like, let's say 8. By the time this is all done, we're gonna end up doing about 8 dump truck loads worth of gravel.
I hope it just gets cheaper.
No, we're gonna fucking
Do it
truck the shit
ourselves?
ourselves. No, we're doing it ourselves.
That's not doing it ourselves.
We got 150,000 pounds of gravel for the it's $300 for 50,000 pounds. Plus 1,000 for travel.
No. Yes. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. When should I expect you guys doing the deposit? Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it. You too. Have a great week, Kim. Blessings.
No, I was just thinking like we were talking about with Eric. With a flatbed truck like that can pull a trailer, honey. We pull our 10-foot trailer. The 10-foot trailer put 3.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know that you keep bringing the price down. The material itself was close to $500.
Okay.
Just not 3. I'm just letting
Whatever
you know.
it is, 300 plus tax comes 500. Regardless. Transportation, we would have had almost 150,000 pounds of gravel if you throw in the transportation to bring up to 50,000 pounds, honey.
Yeah, it's just that for us to get the gravel at that price, it has to be bought in bulk. So
I'm saying to buy it as bulk. What we need to do is going and buying at a 10-pack or a 5-pack and talking with the people if one is able to do such, because we can move all of that in one day. Understand? The truck that brother pulled that with, we can put 3 bags on the 10-foot trailer, you understand? And 2 bags on its flatbed. There's 5 tons. You understand? If we buy it in bulk like such, and ask the people, if we buy 25 tons and it takes us all day to bring it, what's the issue? You understand what I'm saying? Do we have to take it all in one pack? You understand? Because literally all you're doing is going over and the truck is having it loaded. If not, there's a conveyor thing that puts it on and stuff. So if it's on ticket, you understand what I'm saying?
Like
do we have to pick it? Does it have to be all out all at once and load it? As long as we have the ticket that comes in and goes, okay, we have this, or we just do it in 10 packs. Or it's 2 trips. You understand? I'm saying in that manner. And either with our own vehicle that we've upgraded to or rented, or again, the truck dually that brother pulled that up with would pull up 5 tons of gravel easy as shit. You understand? Just on gas money. Hey bro, I'll give you $300 for the day. Or $200 plus gas. There's half our load brung up. You understand? We do that 3 times, they're still below what we paid for with the fucking 25 tons there. You understand? I just don't wish to have to get it all at once and have it stuck in a spot, because over there while I'm digging it, to not waste any, is you really have to match what you're doing so it doesn't get scattered out or fucking get compressed or ran over and stuck into the ground. You understand?
Yeah.
That's why I was saying to you, if there was a way that we can cut this, get dude to come in and bring 1 diesel truck in, bring in half a load of what we just did at 12 tons, and we laid out for aggregate for doing a French drain for the dome, but also for the walk paths, but also for the steps that we're doing over here, because we're going to need roads, because mixing and moving all that kind of stuff and stepping this shit is just going to be a quagmire like down over there at Trinigate until we get the root system set up and all that kind of stuff.
it's still going to be a quagmire. But the only way to get a diesel truck over here is to cut the road. If not, we need someone to bring it over. You understand what I'm saying? Which is either us renting a truck, doing that stuff, or Eric or somebody else by having a backhoe over and just using the bags and literally just thumbnailing and picking the bags up off the trailer, dropping them. If not, just picking the bags up, opening the bottom, tying them back, and making your own powder out there and turning straight around and just going and grabbing it. You understand what I'm saying? Because we're going to need that. So this is our cyclically, this is the same as the year before and the year before. And the year before, because they tried flooding us. 2017, we just had 2017, 2018, we didn't have snow. Now we got snow, which is going to inhibit us from having mobility on the roads here and so forth. Longer than it just raining, honey. We have to do our road infrastructure and being able to get in and out, which ties back into our being able to do fire. Because as these roads are made, it's the same roads that we'd be using to fight the fire and other things as such. This fire season starts in fucking January. Or doesn't end, I should say. It starts in August and fucking, as you've seen with 2018 when we had the fire in November up here.
Yeah, last year. We just had it all right. August, September, October, November, it was like fucking fire.
But the year before it was in November.
In LA.
So we really got to get our roads going, because who knows? They set the shit on fire. We can't move because they made it rain the day before.
Get a little bit of power. Clear these guys though. That's crazy, dude. Pick up a couple panels of lightning knocked down. Safe out there, everybody. Start making things. Our parents are here. Be down in town. Get all the videos up to date. Information. Try to do stuff live. Wake up, world. Keshe Space virus program is going to be infecting you straight into your home. Don't let your kids watch or drink that shit. Getting it in. Starting to snow some more. Get these panels over here uncovered. Right on time for a while. She wanted to leave it temporary. I need to get this woods from up here. Toss them down right and get to them. These are alright. Upper driveway. I got trees stacked to the side I can cut. Yeah. Rake works a whole lot better than the broom. sun. Up there. Long hits. Get ready to go down. Bring the silver ultrasonics. Breather unit. See their nasal passages. Grab that right now from over here. Treatment on them like I used to do people in the shop. Deal with silver. Whoop-a-doop. Walk around like astronaut shit. Look at that boy. Since I got him on cover, pulling 8 amps. Yay. Putting power back in the battery banks. Auxiliary's getting power too. Secondary auxiliary. A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always have at least 4 modalities, man. 4 ways of getting out. 4 ways of doing something. They always give you your other 3, which frees you from your 6 degrees of freedom. Fully autonomous self-organizing systems. Fucking GANs. People still don't understand. Gas in an alpha state comes from Richard Gans, and they're not making gold or nothing that has anything to do with fucking shit. It doesn't evolve anything that does stuff like such. Yeah. And the car monitor you hear says they're heating the car up so I can get the stuff off. Yep. Look at that rock, man. I'm so glad I put the rock down and all that kind of good stuff. Spirit, love Spirit. We out here surviving. Thriving. Surviving past the bullshit they're doing, but thriving past anything else.
3 feet of snow, people getting that. Denver airport completely shut down. People sleeping in their cars.
How many times did you hear airplane flyovers this morning?
I couldn't sleep last night. Look at me. I was waking up every 2 hours. We were getting dumped on. Yeah, turn it to. You got some snow and we kick it out like this so it don't wet on you.
I mean, they're fucking just doing sky donuts around us. Feel like it's Indy 500 in the air.
Straight from the base. We tracked it and it comes from the base.
More than they've ever done motherfucking air traffic other than a fire being next to us. This is the most airplanes ever. Anytime they fly over, little fucking bullshit ass cotton ball shit start falling out of the sky.
Maybe we'll get to play some backgammon or stuff there. Oh. I don't know if my parents play chess. Yeah, they probably atrophiated themselves letting Vicente win all the time. You know? Won't be a fair game.
What, you gonna get beat up on?
No, for them. Because they let Vicente win all the time. My brother messaged me yesterday. He's like, Maria, can you balance Martino and Vicente? I was like, yeah, why? What's going on? He's like, well, I was like, thank God they're not sick. But Vicente is being sensitive and jealous. And Martino is feeling frightened. So, we got Vicente's balancing. I told him to incorporate him, to give him like responsibility as an old brother.
aerosol fob. They got the respirator thing.
We'll get the air, humidifier.
So humidifier, grocery outlet. Bring this gallon of silver down. 3 gallons of silver right here. Silver, air scrubber, this guy, a couple of UVC lights. Bring the HH down, doing a mix. Start constructing stuff for our bees and making pennants for the family down there to use. Put in the water and everything. Protect them against this fucking bullshit. Bullshit. Armaments for our bees. That they plasmatize everything they come across. Combat that fucking bullshit them motherfuckers going on there. Around the world. Idiots haven't realized to go out to the pollinators yet. Because, you know, they're so advanced, my knowledge. Nobody can touch it. But we need beacons for my car to go to, because it's a car. What makes it a car, bro? You know, like the Industrial Revolution, we had the ha. Make no motherfucking sense anymore. So how we gonna travel into space if nobody's put a beacon for you to fucking go up there yet, huh? Right? Who's the first to warp out into space and place a beacon for you dumb fucks to follow it and know that that's the perimeter that you can go or can't go to? Because you need a fucking beacon or a magnet to repulse and repel yourself like a fucking the mag-grab train. This is a trap. Ooh. So advanced, buddy. So advanced. Remember what my stuff is made for. Either taking your bulk or your light body being. I mean, fuck. Nobody ain't even talking about or touch the shit Pat Fagin and other people were talking about. And what the fucking done. It's a fucking goofball. You just want to get on a spaceship and fly. Well, what happened to that whole shit he was doing for a couple months there last year at this time where he was saying, don't be scared to put your toe in the fucking oasis and step into the galaxy and something else comes into your body. Where do you go to? And I'm like, wait a minute. So you're talking about you guys are going to be traveling with your souls, your body, your consciousness, what's going out there?
But you don't really need to travel. Right? Yeah.
Well, we're supposed to taste the orange and you get tasted by it and might eat you and whatnot. If you're in a spaceship, what the fuck are you talking about? Right?
parents got laundry in the spot, so we can just go there and do laundry.
Somebody took my fucking belt.
I'm hoping we find it and when we bring the laundry in the van.
I had 3 belts, all of them were gone. HHO in the car?
The torch will be here in 4 or 5 days. Just getting to Angel. So I'll probably be able to pick it up when I go to do the business licensing.
I was thinking last night, I was like, what the fuck, we ordered that like beginning of February, didn't we?
It says to go to dryer, so we'll have to have it washed. We're losing hella heat. And there, in that corner, and here, in that corner right there. Then that hole there.
How are we able to melt off the shit with all these motherfucking
Holes. Air leaks.
Thanks. Thank you, Lord. I ain't complaining. I'm just wondering. I wasn't complaining. Just wondering how it melted. Thank you for it melting. Just means when we get it actually sealed, oh man, it's gonna be nice.
Nice. They're really warm. We're gonna appreciate the warmth.
That shit fucking, I'm like confused as fuck. I'm like, how the fuck did y'all did it on a sunny day, made it fucking snow. And then it's nighttime, fucking cloud cover is warm. It's fucking water hose season right now. And motherfuckers do some donuts and wake up the Slurpee on the ground. How the fuck? Come on, people. When has the forecasters been so good? When has the forecasters been so fucking good? Alright, so I got the brush spreader thing. We got the Onyx Silver Drone is what?
Cat. See, they're like so big and dirty. Yeah, let's take the trash because I haven't taken it out because there's food. Bring the trash with us. Yeah, when they hit us with the wind, or when they hit us with the rain like that, like not natural rain, I just can't sleep. I was getting up like every couple hours. That's how I kept that fire going. Junior.
Kept the fire going, baby.
See?
Way easier using the rake than the broom.
Huh. Yeah, because the broom sticks it. Like, compresses it and sticks it.
You're able to just push it off. If not, just skim it, break it up, and then grab it with the claw and fucking toss it off. Or I'd still be sweeping right now. I'm like, damn, why didn't I think about this before? I kept thinking about it, but I went for the smaller ones. I was like, no, that should have scratched the panel. I could never find where the fucking rake was. I couldn't get it lazy, engage, and truly fucking search. Fuck it, just use this. I thought the push broom kept coming to my mind, but I'm like, that'd be the same as this, but at least we'd be able to push the shit, but it would be the same as this, but where I'd be able to grab it. The rake. Where the fuck is the rake? Oh yeah, just use the rake yesterday. Grab the fucking rake and go in and grab it. Oh man.
Do you want to take some milk to go?
Sure. Of course I was going to take some and put some in my shit, but sure. I was just wondering if you're sideswiping me to shut me up. Probably.
I was going to put it away, so before I put it away. Yeah, I figured out that also.
Bring my headphones. This is going to be me.
Oh, well, okay. I was going to say I figured out that breaking it up from underneath too. Well, I was still doing the broom, but breaking it sort of up from underneath, it was easier to me to get the snow out.
those trees down. Stop pussyfooting around. It robs us of about 3/4 of a kilowatt to a kilowatt and a half of power, depending on summertime or wintertime. That equates out to a lot more food. Our surplus coming, there's no shade on the plants.
or just take this to the dump, it'll be like $5. Because when I go, you pay like 10 or 15.
Watch out, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, you need to move. Give me a squish. I'll need to go find food somewhere else.
You drive about home.
real quick, man. If it doesn't matter to you. Some buggers and shit on my face. Thank you. No, I do not. The keys. There's a cup somewhere. It's not doing nothing but taking that bleeding mold. Well, gas in my fucking lungs. I don't wish to have cold mold. If you want to go another way aspect, sure.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna see if when I open the Chase account, if they gave me checks. It's okay, hold on, please.
See if my energetics do anything.
I feel it when I'm standing here. Already.
Recording all the time. There we go. Going where we weren't able to before. Look at that. Look at that. Mobile.
Oh my goodness.
See it?
Totally.
Packed it, stacked it, racked it, and repacked it. We ain't got no issues. Now right here, we're just all slip and slide. Now look at it. You don't get that much snow on that side.
No. Wow. It totally looks like a pond.
That's what I'm saying to you. It wants to be a pond. That's why I'm like, when we get that done, you're gonna get turned into what you wish to be. We'll have our fire abatement and food. Power. We're all rocked out right here. You can actually stop. Look at it.
Wow.
Something new. I see how I took away the gravel? It's only on one side, but I skimmed it to where it's not excess on the bottom, so we gotta watch when we drive to where we don't compact the rock into the ground.
It's so magical.
Right there is the rock level. You just barely got it and get through.
So beautiful.
You guys are all into this
Ezekiel.
exploring it, and we just can't do. You can't go nowhere.
Kill it. Thank you for your efforts and energetics. Now, Mama and Papa got no excuse.
Where are you and the kids, baby? That stuff is sticky. Sticky. My new gas one comes in a couple of days. I don't have any issues with back explosions. Right. Formulate, be making stuff. Show you guys what plasma does. And how it can turn other mineral materials into plasma. Something that these goofballs ain't doing. They're just making plastic. And using stupid shit in there. What's the hassle?
Give me a lighter because I don't know if it's too cold or what, but it's not really turning and I don't want to break the key.
Take this and hit the lock. So whenever it does this, honey, you smack it first. What?
Badass. There was like snow,
You
ice.
always smack the lock when it's icy, honey, before you try to put it with the key. Now that's an observation you can do since I usually always open the lock. Careful. If you pull it a different way, then you won't be pulling against yourself because you're. Never mind.
Magical land. Hold on, I need to make a video because these are first trucks. And we're the first ones. Okay.
I didn't mean to be fun with this stick.
You're silly.
Pulsing it. Like an ion pulse engine. And have a solar cell on it. The perovskite grabbing the light beams itself, refracting back into itself. Riding on the light beams that fucking make glow sticks glow by themselves. The key space folks still ain't figured out or how to make the atmosphere inside their own houses change where the gas flames from the compressed natural gas change to different colors and other things, showing that you release an ion, different energetic forms, and blah 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 blah. Going to Oreo?
See. Look at this. This is beautiful. Hey.
Hey, what you got here? Got your seatbelt on? Sweet mommy! Got your Swiss roll. Catch this dude and tell him. Pull her fucking gate thing back.
I love it. Ooh, nice. Every time we leave our house, he's like another tool just sitting.
Can't wait till we got the secondary gate over here done. Cross into it. Then have to come out the top. Come out this one, but come out on the other side. Let's see the fuck hit it again.
Now it's closer, huh?
No. Right, how would it be closer if it's going that way?
Yeah, I know.
We gotta put a thing on it. It hit the shit again. We gotta put a reflector on it. And a note. It says, pull the shit back, dude. Pay attention to what you're doing, because I know you can tell that you hit a fucking tree.
Don't drop his in.
What the hell is he doing the whole side over there? He's not cleaning this side. These idiots do these. I can't wait to come out of this.
Oh, me too.
Damn, people went off the road right here and flew off that way. That's crazy.
Has the road not been cleaned today yet? Or what? Or has it been? I'm saying yet since do they clean it a couple of times a day? Because every time we've come, never has been even none of this, and it just looks like they clean it early in the morning, but now it, like in the last few hours, it has snowed again. So the guy that goes through might go through a couple of times. I had always caught it clean.
Spring in Georgia.
That's what Kim said.
Everywhere else is all fucked up. So we supposed to be planting right now and shit. Crazy looking at this. This brother. Hey brother, they closed my old Facebook. I talk too much shit. I think I get labeled a Republican. But Facebook isn't the same without your thought-provoking posts. I'm not a virus, I swear. Most of my friends are afraid to add my duplicate account, so I send messages clearing my ugly ass to the people I care most about. So I'll post about Robotium, and when I couldn't tag you, I realized I missed you. Don't realize what you like, so it's gone, everybody. Let's see what the memory is for fake book today. They don't let me share none of my stuff. So I don't do nothing on my stupid shit. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Shared a video that they blocked of mine. They won't let me see. How do I see it? I have to look back in the notifications, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I have to look through the notifications for that day that person liked it. So I have the exact URL. I type it in, and they block my post from being seen. That's crazy. So I have to look for it and notifications. Here it is. Video, they won't let me repost. URL, they won't let me put in anything. This was posted back then. as everyone's asymptomatic passing it. It's in sewer pipes and in apartment buildings, so on and so forth. They're just now understanding and testing that. That's why China's doing anal slugs. I'm mixing CS plus, which is cesium, plus iron, plus Ag ion, ionicolloidal. Use high negative or potential to kill OC43, which is what's going on now. OC43 is COVID people. So, here's the video. This is what the keshe bastards are doing. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna get my reactors back up and going. They've been going with 0 boost. That's my arc reactor. Plasma making plasma. Plasma making plasma from plasma back into plasma. From plasma.
And AG plasma. Programmer with intended data field. AE2. The light blue. Yes, plus cesium 2.
Nuclear physicist, for some reason, he ain't telling you nothing. Ain't using no specific names or nothing like that. Telling you use an ion, anything like that. Showing you linear, low energy nuclear reactions, cold fusion, room temperature, baby. Crystals.
We're going to do water. High frequency DC or high frequency DC?
High frequency.
Right, and Q. Virus.
Just any virus that can go into the brain, spinal cord, which is COVID, like sarcoidosis. That beautiful gold jelly in the bottom, all that shit separated, it's still going by itself. 0 boost, collecting. Water's been rinsed out several times from the rain and snow.
Get yourself 4 meters.
TDS meters. Total dissolved solutes. It'll also show your electroconductivity.
Electroconductivity of water. 4 meters to tell you if you're drinking water.
That's killing you.
Or giving you
life.
Negative orb is what you need. Programming it.
Energetics.
of the Keshe Foundation's plasma was mutating the disease and caused it. They've been selling chubby meat for the last 4 years. Space program, doing human trials. Use ions and fake minerals and plastics, making plasma, so-called GANs, but it's not GANs. That's gas in a nanosolid there. There's GANs. Inside my chamber I have plasma. Along while plasma is making it from plasma of this energy source. Plasma ball right there. See how it fractals out like a quartz crystal. The bunker is accumulating. Still is accumulating a year later with no electricity once you get it going. Plasma, and that's liquid metal. There's a big difference. Platinum. That's what the Keshe program uses. Colloids. It doesn't react the same in the light as plasma does, as you see. That's why they block this from being shown. I can't share the URL or look it up. Neighbors got their minds taken over. Called the police on me for cutting the grass again with my push mower for the 5th time. Crazy. See what I'm sending the plasma through and filtering? Heavy side action. Heavy side action.
from the outside going in, force, longitudinal waveguide fluxes.
Which is about 4 Hiroshima bombs. And it's already inherently unstable.
Plus cloud. Casing cloud.
Ground down poolicite and glass tubes. My cathode and my anode.
Start feeling the energetics. The spatial electrostatic inductive vacuum. That's extreme. Over the cathode chamber.
The keshe program is doing this. Weaponizing the dark energy. Negentropic energetics.
Which also allows them to understand that not everybody can be that. Not everybody. The person has to be prepared. Even then, they have to be in essence, they have to be a portal themselves.
Why they make them spray that shit all over them.
Beautiful ion.
Not to get way off target, but
GANs.
dark matter.
You see the difference of the light. GANs. Ions. GANs. Ions. Plasma. Liquid metal. Liquid metal, colloids, keshe foundation cells and plastics, GANs that get washed away, ions that get washed away in the keshe foundation process, and plasma that they never make. And to use plasma creates plasma energetics. I mean, Kiwi are gonna kill the coronavirus. You see, there's no ions in the anode chamber. Need protection. The keshe foundation keeps making that stuff. Selling meats in water and washing that stuff.
Unless you have that shit on them. People don't understand. That's why those who do the keshe thing are there to serve and feel good. And those away from it, But when I see your ions, something the keshe foundation doesn't show you. That 1 cup, 1 life mutates the disease. It's in their reports. You see the difference between the GANs and the ions.
ions, GANs.
The only thing that kept me still, the challenge was to be still. The only thing that kept me still, I had an absolute 100% focus.
Overnight.
So in the other video that we watched where it's ICU nurses, you know that while we were watching that just a couple days ago,
She's still doing her thing.
that was when she walked into our shop several years back and still helping people to cross over. The first client of our business, brick and mortar. She looked just like that nurse that was talking. An ICU nurse.
Yeah, exactly.
She got a green apophyllite called to her. Buckeye Parade. I ain't even heard nothing about the Buckeye Parade this year. Oldest Chinatown in the world. Not San Francisco, but Marysville. Where we started. Oh my gosh, we still got that guy. I remember we got him from, oh my goodness. Still got that guy. We didn't do the apothecary side because these people, we teamed up with them, but they didn't do nothing. And we're like, hey, still got that guy.
And the jars, all the jars, all her jars, I bought it from Ruth.
We gotta take care of
'Cause
all
she
that
has them
stuff.
to Ruth.
I still have the original poster from that original year. But to think of watching something like we did in the half sister, the first thing that came up to my face was, I'm watching Cinnamon on this video. This is how Willa and I met. This is my theorems on how to make the plasma, how the plasma reacts with the body, how to travel unconventional, blah, 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 blah. This is how we met. Homeless man on the side of the street. Hot. And the second time around. This goofball right here. Silly drone. Was able to get past their bullshit and share and edit and put those up. These are the links that I've been trying to put up on Ustill. I've been saying to people, it's able to go into the olfactory nerve is what it uses to go in. And they have a fucking... Now they have their own TV station. Gonna be beaming their shit straight into your house. Duck's potential or okay. The amount of oxygen in the cell is determined by voltage. If a cell has adequate voltage, it will also have adequate oxygen. And use of doing vitamin D and so forth. Henceforth, why I've been stating, this thing attacks the cell's electrical conductivity and whacks at the hemes. Oh man, I forgot about it. What dumb motherfuckers call my gravitics listen to gibberish from a terrorist who openly now is saying that he's a fucking terrorist and you're all part of our terrorist cell, infecting the world with shit, and fucking following the Ayatollah fucking her in. Calls himself the Messiah, says God religion is fake, yet you're unleashing a biblical plague, and the Messiah, what the fuck? Anyhow, I'm crazy, just crazy for getting sober so I can watch all of you die from their Thanos move, made by the Keshe Space Virus Program and the arm of sick lemmings. The army of sick motherfucking lemmings that say, I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve.
Oh, that's so pretty, the whole patch of flowers in here too.
It's sweet peas.
No, and then there's ones growing up.
Shit, sweet pea. This is why Keisha's done what I said. He's going after the kids. The children, as a future, they understand my work, my focus, their knowledge, so they can be free from the Keshe vampires and leave the prison planet for good. For some reason, your adults just cannot connect with your own intrinsic self, family, you, for what they are the weakest link and will die. For it does not need a DNA moving forward. All not lie. DNA is too fucking slow, stupid. My group, we are past your ability to think. So we seem retarded, autistic, etc. To you slow motherfuckers. It's okay. You are now gone. No more will I have to lower myself to communicate 25 years ago that this was coming. Do you even listen? Nobody does. Took out my fucking YouTube channel so you can't see my stuff. Yeah. I got this. This is from the fucking bastards last year. Rafael, before I got kicked out of the Portuguese group. Part 1, this is a year ago. It was, I fucking got an abbreviation, someone had translated the part, small part. Some give Corona baby, remember because they call it the Corona baby, because these people are harvesting this shit and growing it on purpose because they see it as a living entity that they wish to serve. Wake up, people. Someone give Corona baby 4 amino acids of tires to begin its mutating exploration on this blue planet. Of tires. They're polluting this world on purpose, people. Tires to begin its mutating exploration on this blue planet. Little virus equipped with wisdom understand how to hide itself. No desire to compete with anything, just silently learn and copy human surviving skill. While they are concentrating to explore humans' lungs, they know how to hide from the detection, how to control temperature in floating. Wake up, people. This is Keisha's wife right here, Carolyn the Road. Nobody was listening or paying attention or gave a fuck. And who are they inoculating first? The old people, not the kids. Still, it's just fucking retarded. Now the kids are showing symptoms. They're just mutated.
reason. It was all pushed out by Keshe. House is the head of the Golden Age Games next to a military base in the United States, where we keep having issues. They went from 260 members to fuck, dude, it's insane now.
Would you look here on the
rained it down. Special class attendance. They tried to kill our grandson as they did our child. These people are vicious.
It's like a tumor.
Like a blood clot looking type thing, and it was just, they just said it'd go away on its own. I guess it did, but I'm not sure.
Huh, that makes sense because here the hemorrhage, the pores, and some sort of bleeding came up too.
So I wonder.
Did a treatment your whole pregnancy on you.
We would send you positive vibes and some healing. We did.
What could I do for Grammy and your brother and sister? I'm always gonna be around, motherfuckers.
Make sure that Ketty stones, crystals, and plasma will be everywhere. President's brain, United States. Magic stuff like China. So you guys keep making their stuff, and I realize that stuff's not for peace.
Welcome everyone to the 277th. Workshop for Thursday, May 23rd, 2019.
That's crazy.
This is a broadcast from the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, part of the public teachings in English. I'll be your host today, Rick Crammond, and as always, we're joined with Mr. Mayran Keshe of the Keshe Foundation, who will deliver.
Eye for an eye makes the world go blind.
Him in the background, ready to
you're
go.
so supposed to be for peace.
Hello, Mr. Keshe.
Yes, good day to you. As usual, wherever you listen to these public teachings. It's a very interesting time which are coming up. One in the direction of the understanding of the soul. One in the direction of understanding of the space technology, and in so many ways, we will have some times with Jalal. He has recorded some part of his understanding and his teaching for us about
your soul is
how we handle the energy and the rest of it.
Made weapons.
This is important as we had people in the past, they came us and they showed us the reactors, the gas making and whatever. Now we are going into the other direction that we understand through those who understood the totality or part of the totality in the effect of the energies of the universe. They teach us their understanding, and some of us will learn from it, some of us will learn it, and some of us come back with what we built and will learn from it to teach more.
Secret space program that's been going for 100 years.
Very interesting. In many things which is happening around the world, and we'll come back to it. And in so many ways, Keshe Foundation work is a work of peace. We work to create a condition for peace by sharing equal the knowledge, the science, the technology, the benefits of it, and in so many ways,
all peace. But then
we see a lot of
world go blind.
Fairly early stages of the development. As I said, we have many means of crawling to get on the systems what we have done in the past 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. We're going to the next step, and we see step by step where we go. The things which is of our concern, and this is as many of you know, the situation in Persian Gulf between Iran and United States is of a huge concern. And we hope that the leaders will find a solution, that we do not enter war. We hope both the Americans and the Iranian leadership find a way to understand each other's problem. But there are a lot of things that internationally unknown, and it's
the job of scientists like me, people who are the initiators of this technology, people who carry this technology, brought this technology forward to stages of advancement in part, and with other scientists.
Stealing people.
We are developing it to a point that we all get benefit by it. We have to understand how we come to this point between these two nations. How we can change things, how is possible, what's the reason behind it. I urge the leaders to talk, to find a solution. I pray for their souls that they find a solution. Because killing one nation's sons and daughters is not the solution. I'm not so much worried about the Iranian nation. I'm more worried about the United States nation. There is a lot of things that the public do not understand, and I make a point of it today for you to understand. The American government has not openly declared why they are after Iran in such a way. As I've seen in one poster, they have posted all the soldiers all the way around Iran except Russia, and they say Iran is looking for war.
I'm telling people
why?
What's going on.
Why is such intention? Why is there that other nations are not supporting it? And America single-handedly is chasing this. Now, non-BRICS nations are being hit. Now, we have to understand why. What's the reason behind this? Many of you do not know. And I would like to open a new chapter in the chapter of peace. If you'll be shocked, it's not my problem. You should have been aware of it. If you go on the internet and check on all the nations, United States, China, Japan, Australia, England, France, all advanced nations have a military force to defend their territory, and not only defend their territory, defend their citizens across the world. They're taken hostage. We go out to save everything we've done together as humanity. But there is a very big mystery that today I'll open up, and maybe the American leadership and the government who's listening might understand and get heat on it. In past 2 or 3 weeks, I extensively covered this, warned of the disaster, and many of you misread my warning. What I want you to do, if you are and you understand the process of the whole structure, is that if you look, as I said, just go on the internet and check all the military forces, nations who have military, small or big. We always keep soldiers. We think these soldiers are there, armed forces are there to protect us. But there is a mystery in this so-called aggression of war on Iran. And I explain to you what the mystery is. If you go on the internet and press something very interesting, put Aerospace Force. We are not talking about Air Force. We are talking aerospace as a part of military. You find out, you'll see the 2 nations have aerospace force. And these are the nations who have managed to break into the space technology in a huge way. That's why have made a space as part of defense technology for their citizens. Not for aggression, but for peace. The first one you will see is Russia. Some 460,000 armed forces. The next one you see, and that is after Russia is the second in line, is the nation of Iran. Why the American government directly targeted such a part of the Iranian forces is because this force is specialized in space development. These are the people who capture the drones. These are the people who have a lot of knowledge scientifically. Iran is so advanced in space technology that it has brought the space protection of its nationals as part of its force. Iran is the first nation which carries an aerospace force. It means we respect the space of the above or whatever we call as part of the protection, not only for Iran, but for all the nations on this planet. When you have something to protect, you protect all your neighbors, not just yourself. You protect your family, not just yourself. When it's a time of trouble, you are generous, you give to protect that they can survive. And this is the exact dilemma which, at the moment, America never explained to no one what's the reason behind this doggedly attack on Iran. Let me explain to you something very directly. Iranian aerospace force is untouchable. I took the space into Iran, the knowledge of a spaceship, and it's been used for peaceful application. When I speak for the first time for you to understand why America was so eager, they want to get
a weapon for either
access
Iran or China.
to this technology in Iran.
Every talk.
Iran does not need nuclear. We produce because part of the nuclear is needed for the deep space travel. We do not need to create weapons. Iran is a peaceful nation. It has to be understood, and clearly by capture of many drones of American forces in the past years, Iran has shown its superiority. All these, up to now, you did not know why, is because American government in conjunction with the Israelis want to get access to the Iranian space technology, which is over 100 to 200 years ahead of NASA technology.
Why do you say eye for an eye if it's peace?
Check. Go on Iran military forces, you will see under the Army of Iran air space force. And in the move, since last few days, the head of Iranian space has been made the head of Iranian army because he knows how to access into this capture. Please withdraw these things from the screen. We do not need to show. Russians, I do not mind. We're not here to make propaganda. We're just explaining the situation, what's happening in Iran. The head of the Iranian new army, please remove this, is, you can put the Russians have the same. Russians made their aerospace defense after Iran. After the 2014. Iran showed the technology in 2011. Can you close your microphone, please? And this, can you close the microphone, please? And this is what is all about. The push on the Chinese economical conditions, Russians, this was all decoy to get to the Persian Gulf, keep all these busy that they can get into capture the Iranian space technology. But there is one proviso. The citizens of the United States, the citizens of Israel, citizens of Saudi Arabia, work and accept the ethos of Christ, blesses his name.
So listen to this, people. Eye for an eye.
And it says, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Sons of Iran touched, daughters of Iran touched. It's the same as
this is people
any
supposed
other
to be about
sons
peace.
and daughters.
Y'all been working for somebody saying peace. Listen to them.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. We do not need to touch the tooth. We do not need to touch the eye.
Your own death now.
Now that we understand why American forces are so eager and no European governments and no other support, is because the Europeans and the rest understand Iran advancement in the space technology.
All in them groups working for your own death.
The knowledge of Iran belongs to humanity, the way I have shared.
You take people's ideas and shit out of the groups.
In my last talk, a few weeks ago, I explained the disaster pending for the United States.
And why? People that we test, that use your guys'
The loss of millions will not be by the earthquake. By the time the capability of the forces of Iranian, what I call defense, by use of the space program will show, B-52 is a child game, is a mouse in the hand of a cat. Most probably all the satellites will be dismantled in no time. Plasma technology, Tehran, Washington in no time. You try to drop a bomb on Tehran. In my many of teachings I said, when a friend gives a gift, you don't need to return. But this time you have a more advanced way to return.
Listen,
now we know the knowledge of the plasma technology. Washington will be unbelievable. New York,
making
the
stuff
same.
in a quartz mine hole.
Los Angeles.
Other things like that.
Every city to one city. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. But
keep people up,
I can give you a guarantee. If Iran is not sold internally
crazy shit, folks.
by certain people,
y'all think I'm stupid. I keep getting kicked out of groups and groups and groups, and they keep stealing more and more.
The same story has happened in Japan in the Second World War. Will cover the United States through the understanding of the new technology. Be warned by the actions of the United States.
It's not ever been for peace, and every one of his talks, he talks about it being used as a fucking weapon, man.
We are claiming peace, and we stick to peace. But Iran, aerospace, is the first nation in aerospace, and it's the crown in the jewel of the world scientists, not only Iran.
Nothing against people saying defending themselves, but if we keep training at you all for peace,
we can protect the territorial land of Iran.
Millions of people.
But when
dummies that are involved with
attacked,
the shit.
We saw what happened.
Giving up your information.
The Japanese attacked.
Kill you and your family. Now and in the future.
We saw the Americans ended up in Hiroshima. This time, the story is the power is in the hand of Iranian Space Force. We should not use this technology out of the fear, but we should enjoy the pleasures of its existence. I call upon American forces to withdraw from Persian Gulf. We are friends, and we are the same. I call on Saudi leadership. You purchased the most advanced air defense technology from Israel, was killing the Palestinians. The last few months, for billions of dollars, you signed a $200 million military contract with America to buy the hub. I have a very bad news for you. They knew that they cannot use these technologies they sold to you. They sold the scrap heap because Iran technology will make a scrap of 300-400 billion investments in what they cannot sell anymore. The reason the American president is supporting the 200 billion sale so doggedly is because they will not be able to sell anymore after if they test Iran. The same with the Israelis who sold you such an advanced defense technology. The reason is that in the war between Syria and Iran, Iran showed the Israeli militaries the power of the space technology. They know they don't stand a chance. As I said, there will be no more war in mankind and the human race. And this is my last warning to the United States of America. Choose a path of peace. Otherwise, when you hit somebody in the face, you do not expect a kiss. You got to understand, the minute the power of United States is wiped out, the anarchy will be beyond belief, because many nations stay under control because of the American forces' ruthlessness to kill on the basis of the British blood. Every American will be drug addict as much as the South Americans can get in. There is no international forces to confine unless the state of China and Russia and Iran take a new control of the policing, which is most probably possible.
Why they release the virus?
The losses, we have accepted the soul losses.
You hearing this, people? Wake up.
Now you understand why so much in past weeks I have been pushing for this. The United States government did not declare to its citizens that is after a technology which has literally humiliated the Israeli army forces. And the Israelis are using the sons and daughters of America to get access to something to kill more Arabs and the rest. And where it goes, the Rothschilds and the Illuminatis.
The dummies in the groups here, they're helping the rest of the world get fucked off.
We make
sure the rest of us Americans here living.
If Iran
trying to warn you guys.
The sons of Iran and the daughters of Iran
several times in my past
belong
being revived.
Planet Earth as all of our sons and daughters.
These fools are spreading shit around in several different places.
As the American administration is a Christian organization, will be responded to by the laws of Christ. Eye and eye, tooth and tooth. Son of the leaders were son of the leaders. Daughters of the leaders were daughters of the leaders. Sons of the nation were sons and daughters of the nation. Withdraw your forces from Persian Gulf and start a peace plan for this planet. Do not push, because what happened, what we did to Mayas, we can do further up north. If you can find any Mayas or Incas, you'll find Americans. This is not threat of killing. This is the threat of peace. This is the enforcement of peace. This is how correct in conduct we are. Now you understand why the Iranian space technology belongs to humanity the way I have shared. I am ruthless when it comes to peace. I feel sorry for those American mothers and fathers who will not see their sons, as their ships has nothing to sail on the high seas to go back home. We will not touch them. Electronically, we can paralyze them.
Look what's happening to the base and the people that live around the
through the plasma, we convert the energy to electrical energy. And then I wonder how many communication lines
we're posting and telling people. And Negentropic cool.
It's time to talk peace. And it's my job to make sure it happens.
Wake the fuck up.
If those who decide to do B-52s the way we landed, most advanced drones will drop their bombs on Saudi Arabia by mistake of the American pilots, not by the Iranians. We can control everything. if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If it's good for the male duck, it's good for the female duck, as we say in English. Because they need both to eat, that they can produce the next generation. My advice to the Israeli government and to the American government and to Saudis is to stop all this. Now we know. You open your hands. You kept the Chinese busy so long. You kept the oil so busy so long. You kept the Russians so long busy that you could do these things, but we were watching the game.
BRICS nations.
You played the childish game.
The Nazis are rising. This is the Krill people.
And I feel sorry for Saudis who have bought all this crap here. You were better off to buy the tanks from the First World War. At least you had a museum piece.
Understand what you guys are helping to unleash.
Do not test the strength of the peaceful of a nation. Be afraid of a lying lion. And look at the flag of Iran.
Look at the flag you raised last year.
We carry three colors.
And it took an override.
Whichever you choose,
to the mountains,
the Iranian nation scientists can see.
Doing plasma tech.
But we would not need, we do not need
senior project
to touch
in 1997.
Iraq,
These people
Saudi
came
Arabia.
10 years later.
You want to kill a snake,
several times.
you cut his head off.
Most of my life.
Not play with his tail.
Now people just think I'm a crazy fool. I make my own plasma.
I think I have given enough openness for peace to talk.
Similar metals like salts.
The whole plan was to attack the Iranian space centers, which you do not know where it is. I know where it is. And most of the scientific world in space technology knows that Iran has access to the spaceship program for a long time. Plasma saturation of the grid of United States will paralyze America in no time. We don't need to kill anyone.
Well, they've been doing it down in South America, as they said.
When you don't have no power
videos where they have the video
to run your fridge, your freezers, your petrol station,
shit all crazy.
You can see the
it's from these people using those weapons, testing it. You idiots in the
They'll be so busy, as I said in my talk, that they have nothing to do outside.
They know what they're doing. Or they lifted the spaceship for China last year.
Let's talk from point
not
of
ask
power.
anyone's permission. They sell their stuff, everything's harmonized, and they get vortex.
Of
you guys are killing
nations who have nothing in themselves.
Idiots, and they're laughing at you.
Saudis support the beautiful, fantastic things which are not needed. You've been fooled. They sold you sand, and you Arabs should have been much more cleverer than that. When Israelis befriend, it means you are finished. They never sleep in the bed where there is joy and happiness. Moses did not do, his children will never follow. To be any different than as I said very recently, the youth of United States are not part of the dowries of a daughter of a president to the state of Israel.
The ones that watch the TV channel.
You should understand exactly what it means. Do not touch Iran, do not touch America, do not touch the Israelis, do not touch the Palestinians, do not touch the Arabs. Maybe this situation created by America is a good point to start to talk of peace. Instead of all these aircraft carriers to come and do whatever they were supposed to do, bring them to port in Iran. We welcome you. We share knowledge, we share technology. The Iranian ports are open to friends, and your friends, you consider yourself as enemies, your problem, not us. But you deceived the world in not telling the truth what you were after. And today I open your hand. I have clearly stated this to the government of China. They are fully aware of the position. I have clearly stated this to other nations who are involved.
Clearly, always state that China and other countries that you share this with use this peaceful stuff that you use. You got idiots around the world helping you.
You got to understand, to be intelligent enough to understand,
lab-ratting themselves and their family members,
that when Iran can capture the most advanced aircrafts, drones, highest speed, B-52 is a fly in the hand of an eagle. It's the power, the integrity of the Iranian nation and military which does not disclose, but respect them and honor them, that they have made so much advancement in space technology that mankind will go for it the same as my knowledge. I am committed to peace, but I am loyal and committed to my nation, the state of Iran. And I'm committed to one nation, one planet, one race. Play the game or withdraw from Persian Gulf.
Wake up, people.